Well, welcome to today's Lunch and Learn, where I'm going to be taking you through time release messaging, and we'll cover some of the basics and the most important messages that you want to send out to your clients or your agents after the report, but you want HomeGauge to remember to send it at a certain time frame. And then you don't have to. You just click schedule. HomeGauge will remember a certain number of days to send it out, and it can be months too. First, we're just going to go over the basic, what it looks like. So you have a little bit more of an idea when we start to go into the TRM settings and creating one, what all that means. So as an inspector, the typical workflow for a time release message would be, here I am looking at my HomeGauge dashboard, and I have a report up. And usually you've booked your appointment and your agreement document shows up right here. And then you go out and you do your inspection report. Once you're done your inspection report, you upload it to your dashboard and it falls under the agreement right here. And I haven't sent anything out. And this is how TRMs kind of help you stay on top of remembering to hit the schedule button. So as soon as I go to send email, so right here it says send emails, I'll click on this inspection report link where I'm presented with the typical options. Yes, Susie, the customer, I want to send her the inspection report. I want her to be able to view it. We'll say forward. That just allows her to forward it to a third party and it's trackable so you can see who it goes to. And then Maria, the agent below right here, we're going to give her viewing permissions of the report and we'll give her forwarding permissions as well. I can leave the agreement for Maria red or pinkish. She doesn't really need to see it because she's the agent. After that, all I'm going to do is hit send email, and then this is the TRM prompt. So once you have a TRM loaded up into your choice of TRM templates, you'll have a prompt immediately after. The key thing is to notice where it says upload right here, uploaded July 25th, that's today. So you always want to just double check that because that is somewhat important. So uploaded date, July 25th. And I have 3 different templates that I've added. One of them is called Upsell Other Add-on Services. And it activates 1 day after the report upload or after the document upload. In this situation, I'm not going to send this. This is something that I would send if I want to, usually right after the agreement's been created. So I'm not sending this one. I'm just going to save that one for a different situation. The next one that I am going to go to and send would be this one that says client or agent to leave a Google review. So that's for me. That's just my knowledge, what I want to name it. It says it activates 2 days after document upload. You can ignore the report part. It's after the document upload. All right, so right here, I've got Susie, the client, Maria, the agent. I can hit schedule for both of them because I want them both to leave me a Google review. Right now, as soon as I hit schedule, it says email scheduled or delete event. It's something that is in the future. So it gives me that opportunity to take it away if I want, because it's not gone yet. So as soon as it becomes July 27th, I can't get it back. I can't delete it. It's out there. So hopefully the person will leave you a good review. But sometimes people will send this out, like let's say you're an inspector and you have your Google review email to go out 2 days after you hit schedule. So you hit schedule, 2 days later it goes out. But maybe a day before you find out that this person complained about you to somebody. You could go in here and you could delete it. As long as the delete button is still there, you can remove it. And those are kind of the instances where you'd want to do that. If all of a sudden you just got a bad feeling about it, and you're like, I'll just retract that. So definitely use that if you need to, or if you accidentally click the wrong thing. You'll see here it puts the date. view edit Saturday, July 27th. That is clickable, where I can click into it to see what it looks like. So it says who it was scheduled for, action. I can add a personal note there if I've used a special replacement variable that says personal note. I do not have the personal note replacement variable in this template. I don't have them in any of them. So I can't really use this. Nothing's going to happen. But I'll show you how to add a personal note little variable in your email if you want to use it. So this kind of shows my email. And after that, I can just cancel and it'll just go back here if I want to. The next one is send to an agent that you worked with for the first time. So this is just like a nice thank you for using my business. If you'd like to use me again, it'd be my pleasure. Here's a scheduling link for your convenience, that kind of thing. Because this is going to an agent, I don't want to send it to the customer. I only want to send it to the agent. So always just remember, if it's specific to the agent, only hit schedule for the agent. If you accidentally hit it for the customer, you can hit delete right away. So that's the workflow for using a TRM. So that's all done. I can go back to all reports. I don't have to worry about it in a couple of days. 2 emails will go out to the agent and the buyer for the Google review. In 8 days, the agent will get an email saying, thanks, use me again in the future, please. Here's a link. So those are the typical situations that you would come across. There is another thing I'll point out as well that people use quite a bit. If you bypass the prompt after you initially hit send emails for the report, you can always go to this link here that says manage TRM. So this is going to be right here always. It's never going to go away. And let's say you didn't schedule anything. You can always schedule here, or maybe you want to delete something. You could always delete there as well. Another note too, if it's a past inspection and let's say you bypassed it, and people ask this quite a bit because they always feel like they have to send it right after they upload the report. You'll notice it says that quite a bit, where it says after report upload, after report upload, after report upload. There's basically a hack. It's not really a hack. It's just something that I've discovered through the years. It doesn't really matter if it's after the report upload. So this was, you go to manage TRM here, and this one was uploaded on February 8th, 2023. So that was like a year ago. I sent these out through the system the normal way, I guess, but I can still go back and send a Google review, and I can hit schedule. It's not going to fire out 2 days anymore because it's just going to get rid of this whole 2-day situation. It's just going to go the next day. So just know, if it's a really old report and you want to send out a Google review request or anything like that, when you hit schedule, it's going to ignore the activation number of days and whatnot, and it will just go out tomorrow, the next day. So there's something, I know that a lot of people who are getting new to TRMs and they've never sent a Google review request, maybe you might want to go through your month of inspections and just send these out. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. And you can do that by just clicking the TRM button for that specific report, which is located right here. All right, so that's the basic workflow. Hopefully it gives you an idea of how to use it. And now we're just going to move into how to create those templates. Under my reports, you'll go to TRM. And my page looks like this. And that's because I'm using it, and it shows scheduled events for the next 60 days where I can click and manage and do some different functions here. Up at the top, I have manage your templates. I can also search events, so I can search for if I've ever sent a request to a certain person before. If you're brand new and you've never used this feature, your screen is going to look like this. So if your screen looks like this, No problem. What you'll want to do is just click here to add new template. That's what we're going to move on to next. But when you click add new template and you're brand new, your screen's going to look like this. And I'm going to go dual screen here because I've heard some people get a little confused when I'm demoing and their screen looks a little bit different at this one part of the process. So on the left, this is somebody who's used it before. I click on manage my templates, and this is what it looks like. On the right, this is somebody who's never used a feature before. You'll notice over here on the left, under my TRM templates, I've got those 3 templates that we just went through during the first workflow of how to actually use it. On the right, for people who don't have anything, it literally just says you don't have any active TRM templates. So what we're going to do is walk through the steps to get some templates in this list. Down below, there's always going to be a list of templates that you can add that are pre-made. And check them out and feel free to add ones that you like. I don't really use those. I have worked to kind of create different ones, and I have text that I can share with you that you can copy and paste just to create one from scratch that I feel like is a little bit more improved than some of these, but you do you and check them out. I'm going to show you how to first create one that is blank, and then I can show you how to add one from the templates a little later. So in the chat, I'm going to go to a handy dandy blog that was made by my coworker here and myself in combination. And I'm going to add this to the chat. And if you click on it, you'll notice it's just really helpful, and it walks you through a lot about TRMs and different ways to use it. But there's also some examples of emails that you can actually copy and paste and put right into the template. And we already have loaded up the replacement variables, so you don't have to do that part. So it's really easy just to highlight and copy. Of course, subject line would be just copy that, put it in the subject line. So this one right here is the Google business one. I'm going to go right back here, and basically doesn't matter what account you're using, but you're going to do start blank template, start blank template. I'm going to go back to my kind of original one here. So I'll go to start blank template. And up here, you give it a label, and this is just for your own knowledge. In our blog post, if we scroll down, you've got thank you for your business. I think giving a little bit more color is necessary there, honestly, because if you go to Google, you probably get a lot of emails that say thank you for your business. Having your own business name in there would be great. Let's see what I did. I did on this one. I'm going to go to edit. So I did, for the template label, I chose client or agent to leave Google review. So I think that's a good label to add. For send this message, I'm having it go 2 days after the document has uploaded and I've actually clicked schedule. You can adjust this however you like. And then for the subject line, this is what I did. I'm going to pop this into the chat as well. I did the merge field for recipient name. So it just says, Carla, we value your business and want your feedback. But whatever you like to do there, add it to your subject line. I do like having the personal name in there. I've also heard something, I forget where, in marketing land, that if you have an emoji in the subject line, people are more likely to see it and click on it. So feel free to put whatever you like in that subject line about your Google review. A lot of times if you put your company name, they might recognize that and open it up or be more likely to. And then for the email text, you can copy the email text here and then paste it right into here. Or I have mine just a little bit different. I think the words are pretty much the same. I have one, click on the following link. And then this is where I've inserted a hyperlink to my Google review link on Google Business on the maps, and I'll show you how to access that. 2, I have click on the write a review button. So some people might not find it super easy to find that, so you have to actually call it out and say, you have to click on write a review. And then write your experience. So you can feel free to write whatever you like. I do like the one here because it's very simple. This one right here, if you copy it, it's got the insert link to your Google Business profile right there. I'm going to go on and Google review email number 2. I'm just going to create the same exact one here. I'm going to do 3 days. Google, and always remember to do spelling. So here I will copy all that, Control C, and then I'll go to the template, Control V. So everything's going to populate, your company name is going to populate there. All the information that you have is going to populate down there automatically, so you don't have to change any of that. The main thing that you want to do is just read the words and make sure it meets your needs, and feel free to modify it. And then right here where it says insert link to your Google Business profile, here we'll want to go in and just say link to review, whatever your business name is. Awesome inspections on Google. So I wrote the words link to review awesome inspections on Google. You can use whatever words you'd like, but once you have the words you want to be the clickable link, basically we're just going to look for the link first, and then we're going to make it a hyperlink. This is the process of finding your Google Business link for reviewing. What you'll want to do is go to an internet browser. I like to go to Google because then I don't have to type in google.com. And typically you're going to be logged into your own business profile. So this is just a suggestion that will get everybody to where they need to be, and they don't have to get confused because you can't really get the link in the same way when you're logged in as yourself. So at the bottom of your browser, when you're logged in, say if I'm in Google right here, and if I right click, I have some options, and I want to choose new incognito window. I can do the same if I'm in a different browser like the Edge. I can do new in private window, but I prefer to do Google for this search. So I'll do new incognito window, and what you'll do is type in your company name. So for instance, HomeGauge. You don't want to go to your website, just type in the name of your company and then the city. If you think that you need to, you can go a little extra and do North Carolina or your state, but typically just your company name and the city should be sufficient. And then you hit enter. You'll see at some spot a map and the title of your company. What you'll want to do is, there's a couple ways to do it, but I'll click on the map here and just make sure everything looks good and it's the right company. I'll click on share. And then here you have your link, and you can do copy link. The link is copied to your clipboard. And then you can kind of minimize, and you can go in, highlight the words in your email that you want to create the hyperlink for. And then up here at the top right, there's a little world with an icon. And if you click on that, you'll see the display text. So it will make a hyperlink out of link to review awesome inspections on Google. I'll put my cursor in the URL area, and then I'll do Control V. And then after that, I'll hit OK, and it shows up. There's a second way to do this that I'll show you, and I'm going to go here, and I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, and you can see which way you would like to have the link appear. So I'm going to do another hyperlink word here. Link to give awesome inspections. Okay. So this one, link to give awesome inspections a Google rating. Now, this process is just slightly different because I'm not going to be in incognito mode. I'm actually logged into Google, not as my company or any email that's associated with my company. I'm logged in separately. So I can do this extra hyperlink that takes me right to the spot where you get all the stars, and you're not just showing at the Google business profile where they have to navigate to see write a review. When you search yourself and you see yourself on this right-hand side, I would actually just click write a review down here and grab the URL from that page and do Control-C, and then go to my HomeGauge and paste that into the hyperlink. So that would be the way I would want to do it. In this email too, this first one here, kind of the process how I got the link that basically just takes me right to this star. Again, the way I did that, I searched HomeGauge in Google, Asheville, North Carolina, clicked enter. And then over here on the right where it shows the title and all that, I scrolled down to where it says write a review, and I clicked on write a review. Once that popped up, I highlighted the URL on this page. All right, so hopefully everybody gets that. The next thing that we will go into would be creating some of these other email templates. We've got one that is upsell or other add-on services. And I created that one. I'll click on edit and you'll see how I created it. I gave that template the upsell add-on services label. I say it goes out in 1 day after I hit schedule and the document has been uploaded. Subject line, you scheduled a home inspection with us. You can put whatever you would like here. This is just something that I threw in there. Save money, an add-on a termite inspection, a radon test. And then in the text here, I put in, thanks again for scheduling your home inspection with us. We wanted to tell you about our additional services that you can bundle with a home inspection. Basically just letting them know if you call us today, we'll be happy to add on an additional service at a discount. I highlighted the different services that are available and basically just trying to get them to call in and add it and link it to that same inspection. So somebody just has to drive out once and maybe they can get a little bit of a bundle. You could also use that afterwards too. So people do get an inspection, let them know maybe they need to have a radon test. Maybe they need to have a well or water test later down the road. And you can put in a discount. In this one, I entice them by having them mention a promo code. So this would be, if they call in and they talk to whoever was scheduling, just say, I got an email and it said, here's the promo code, add on. We don't have a way to actually type this into anything. They would actually have to call in and mention it in order to get that discount. So you can include whatever you would like there. That's just an idea of enticing people with a little bit of a discount and how you would do that. So for this one, you can copy any of this. On the article that I linked, it does have a template that you can copy and paste as well. That's a little bit more simplified. I think it's all the way at the bottom of this blog article. So it says sell ancillary add-on service. If you want to just get started with your template, you can copy all that and paste it into the template. And then of course, customize to what you needed to say that reflects what you guys do at your specific company. And then after that, you want to go down and hit save. And just remember, for this kind of message, you want to just save somewhat soon because they might need this service the next day. You don't want to have it be a week later. So maybe they already went to somebody else if it was sent out too far. So I'll just do it 1 or 2 days. So that one, we'll hit save. And then another one that I have loaded up here, I've got the one to send to an agent that you worked with for the first time, and I'll just click show just to show you what it looks like. This one basically just says thanks and feel free to call me anytime, and then use the link to quickly schedule online. And I've inserted the link to the online scheduler. So if you are using public scheduling and you've got a new agent that you've just started using, this is just another thing to send out to them that not only says thanks, but it gives them some value. Like, hey, thanks, but I also have this link that you can go to if you don't want to call in, save some time. Here's my scheduling link. To get that link, so I'll go to edit and I'll just show how to do that. So if you're logged in to your HomeGauge dashboard, let's click on profile. Profile will expand, and then don't click on profile contact info. You want to right click on it so you have a menu there, and we'll do open link in new tab. And that way we can just keep this open because we'll be going in and pasting in the hyperlink. So I already have mine linked. I'm going to go in and unlink it first so I can go through the steps. So this tab right here, it has the company profile. And right here, this is where I can go to view my company profile. Or I can also right click on it and I can do copy link address. So that's what I'll be doing. Instead of viewing it, I can go to copy link address and it will basically hyperlink that person to my HomeGauge profile. Right click and do open link in new tab, and it shows me what my HomeGauge profile looks like. If I want to take them directly to my appointment scheduler, I can go here, and what I'll do is I'll right click on it and I'll do copy link address. So where it says schedule appointment now, once you have that on your clipboard, go back to the tab that has your email open, highlight schedule online today, go to the world here, and then do Control V, put your cursor there, and then select OK. And then what you'll do is go down to the bottom and click Save. And that one is done, but in order to test it out, you actually have to test it out a little bit in a different fashion. Because when you click on that hyperlink, it's going to recognize that you are your HomeGauge inspector, and it's not going to take you to the right spot as if you were an actual customer clicking on that email. So what I would do is click on show, and instead of clicking on this link like normal, just right click. And let's see, we'll do open link in new incognito window. And when you do that, if you've done it correctly, it should take you right to your calendar. And right now, if I hit the X, it closes out of that incognito browser and I'm back to where I've got all my templates. All right, so those are all some really good basic email templates to get started with. There's the email templates down here, and I'll show you how you can add these ones to your list if you want it. Remember to delete templates you don't want to actually use from up here by clicking edit and then delete template. So as you're testing things out, just keep the actual templates you want to use here trimmed up, because otherwise it just kind of clutters up that prompt when you go to send out your emails and it's like, what do you want to schedule? And there's just too many and it can get confusing. So when it comes to adding templates from the preloaded ones, it's super easy. So this is one that I do really like, is the annual inspection program. So this one I'll use as my example. Basically, I just click on that and it opens that template up in the editor. Here you can modify anything. So template label, this one's going out 11 months. So notice that you can change months and weeks there. Annual home inspection program. Maybe you'd want to change the subject line slightly to put your company name in it. And then you can read through the email and see if that's something that you want to use. And then of course, modify it. In bold, it says, have you thought about getting an annual inspection? And then the first name of the client. Change that if you want. This is where the personal note variable is being added. So right here, this is a replacement variable that if you don't actually type in a personal note, nothing's going to appear there. It's just going to be blank. And you won't even notice that, the customer won't even notice that there was a replacement variable there. But if you're an inspector and you felt like adding a personal note when you go to schedule, kind of what I showed you in the beginning, there was, when you hit schedule, there was an option to add a personal note. The personal note would appear in this spot. If I scroll down, you'll notice in this template, you have to read through all the templates. This one has a spot for you to put in whatever your annual inspection fee would be. If you did this kind of program, or maybe you don't have it, but you're thinking about adding something like that, just remember to fill that in because you don't want to have it be blank. And then when you're done, just go down to the bottom and you'll click Add Template, and it will get added to this section at the top so you can start scheduling it and using it. All right, so that's how to create templates. I'm going to go back into my reports and TRMs real quick just to show you some of the functionality of kind of searching events and managing. So when you have things going out, you'll see the different ones. And right here, scheduled events for the next 60 days. I've got the report address, the title, my title of the template, and then I can click view past events. It will show me the email and the date that it went out and all that. Here I can manage and I can change this because it's not happening until tomorrow. So that just kind of gives you a quick glance of what's happening. I can go here to search your events, and this definitely comes in handy. So you can search events by dates. I find like a customer's first name or last name, or an agent's. So I can say here, Maria, and it will pull up any agent with the name Maria, and I can do search. And I've sent Maria a lot of the Google reviews, so I don't really feel like I need to send her that. So if you ever get confused and you want to know if you've already sent somebody one of these, you can search them. And then you can search by address, template, things like that. I'm going to go back to TRM right here and also point out schedule events from my reports. Just a link where you can go right to manage TRMs and start using that feature for any of your reports. But that's kind of the gist of how to use TRMs. Do we have any questions about the workflow or how to access templates? Chris, you asked earlier, can a TRM be created and not tied to a report upload? We don't have any capability to send out a TRM that's not specific to an uploaded document. So it has to be either tied to an uploaded report like this, a single report. I can also just have a single agreement as well. So it's got to be some kind of document. As soon as you upload a document, whether that be agreement, inspection report, anything that looks like this and has a header like this in your dashboard, you're going to have that option to hit Manage TRM. And then just pay attention to this date right here. And then always remember that if it's long past whatever the date is, and you still have the button that says schedule, when you click schedule, it's just going to fire out the next day. Well, I hope you guys send out some Google reviews and get a lot of 5 stars and great comments. All right, folks, well, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. If you got an inspection this afternoon, I hope it's awesome. And I hope those people give you an awesome Google rating.